Hello you guys, I feel like my hair is crazy today. I don't know what's going on with it. It's like half wet still. Anyways, hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another girl talk. Get ready with me. I'm so excited to film today's video. Y'all asked me some questions in my previous weekly vlogs, so thank you if you did. All these videos are very similar. I get ready, the makeup's pretty much always the same. And I just kind of talk about a topic. I just painted my nails. Ugh. And I have like a, you know, when you get like top coat everywhere. But yeah, I'm just gonna talk about some stuff, questions, answers, answer some questions, and also, I don't know, talk to you about a couple of things that you might not know about me as a person, and I feel like I'm really open, so it might surprise you. But I've got my smoothie here, and shout out to the girl who told me to mix in the PB2 afterwards. I mean the powdered peanut butter, not the PB2, the PB Fit. Game changer. She was saying like she felt like the peanut butter flavor disappeared when she blended it, and you're so correct. I cannot have enough peanut butter. I love peanut butter, so swirling it in there at the end made a huge difference, and it worked out good because Scott doesn't love a ton of peanut butter in his smoothie, so I just put extra in mine. So awesome suggestion for that. Let's start with skincare, what I got going on my face. I think it's the same as last time. I'm almost out of this. This is the Summer Friday CC Me Serum. I've loved this stuff. It's really, really good. It doesn't ball up on my makeup, and I feel like it keeps my dark spots at bay. I mean, if I'm out in the sun, there's nothing you can do with them. You can try, but at the end of the day, like, it's just the way your skin is. But that helps just overall brighten my face and complexion. And I like it. Kiehl's Creamy Avocado Eye Treatment. Love that eye cream. And then my Kiehl's Ultra Facial Cream. And have gone through quite a bit of this, and I love this. I honestly, it surprised me. So we are going to get into makeup and whatnot. I've let my skincare sit. I like to let it sit before I start applying makeup. And we're gonna answer some questions. So I'm just gonna kind of go down the list of some things. But first I wanna start with something that you all may not know about me. And I feel like you might actually, but I don't really know. And I feel like this is like kind of a fun fact. Fun fact. I have the same blanket that I had when my aunt actually gave it to me since when I was a baby. I actually have had two in my lifetime. And pretty sure my mom kept my first one as well, and it's in storage. But I can't sleep without it. I don't ever sleep a night without it. And yeah, I bring it everywhere with me. I refuse to put it in my checked luggage because I refuse to lose it. And also one time with me and Nailani, we were in Malaysia but going to Bali, and I realized we were at the airport in Malaysia waiting for our plane because we had a pretty long layover. I realized I was wearing a skirt, and I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna be so cold. But then I was like, oh no, I have blankie. And then I was like, blankie. Oh my God, I remember like freaking out. And so I like messaged the hotel because I didn't have like phone because I wasn't in Japan, and I had a Japanese phone at that time, so you couldn't use that. So I messaged them, and they were like, oh, we don't think we have it. And I was like, because they responded back, and I was like, so I took like a $90 taxi to go back and get blankie before our plane. Had to go through security again, all that fun stuff, but I got blankie. I would have died, literally died. Also, I don't know if I've ever told that story. And then also when I was little, our cruise ship lady was taking it as well, or had taken it. The lady was cleaning our room. And my dad got it back for me, so yeah, fun facts. I don't know, I just thought about that when I was thinking about doing my Q&A, and I was like, you know what, I don't think they know about blankie. And so yes, I am 31 years old, and I still sleep with my blankie every single night, and it is a disaster, but I love it. Okay, first question is from Jessica. She said, do you see yourself staying in Texas long term or moving back near your dad in New York? I love you. Well, thank you. I love you too. You know, I go back and forth with this a lot. I have not lived in New York since I was 18. And also my dad does not live exactly where I was born, but he lives at our lake, which, I mean, I grew up on when I was younger. So I have not lived in New York since I was 18 years old, so that is like always something I think about, to be honest with you. I'm not gonna lie, especially when I'm feeling really homesick or just kind of alone. I don't have a ton of friends really at all in Dallas, because it's harder to make friends the older you get if you don't have school or work or just something like that. And then I moved here during, like, if you think of the last, so I moved here the summer before lockdown. Yes, the summer before lockdown. And just think how many new friends you've made since then. I was asking Scott that the other day because I was like, think about it, truly think about, first of all, that, and then add having a new baby to the mix of that. It's very, very hard to make new friends. And so I need to put myself out there more on like mommy groups and whatnot. But anyways, yeah, it's just, whenever I get lonely, I think about moving closer to family, and I would love to potentially do that one day. I don't know. Part of me is like, I don't miss the snow. I don't really want to, but I know my dad will be living there long-term because his long-term, I hate when Scott closes the door downstairs because it creates like a vacuum and it sucks the store and it wakes Arlo up. But anyways, my dad's long-term girlfriend, her family is up there and she has grandchildren, so I know that she's never gonna want to move away, and I don't foresee them like not being together. So that obviously is something. And then, but my dad is currently, if you guys have been following for a really long time, there was a time, I wanna say in between my apartment move, when I moved out of downtown and then moved to a different apartment after college. Yeah, it was after college. Was it after college? Yeah, it was. I'm gonna lose my mind on that guy. Anyways, it was after college. I lived in my dad's house in Bradenton for a small amount of time, and I actually lived there before, this is like the longest, this is why I can't do Q&As. I actually lived there when I first moved out of New York. I graduated high school and I moved to that house in Bradenton, Florida. And that's when I started loving YouTube. I actually found Dulce Candy. She was the first one I watched on how to tie a muffler scarf, if that shows you how long ago it was. It's 2008. And that's when I learned about UT and went there. And yeah, I had no intentions of really staying there longer than just like the summer into the fall. And then, yeah. So I lived, what am I getting at? Oh, oh God, I'm so rambly. So anyways, he's redoing that house that I lived in for a small period of time. And so I didn't know, I thought he was gonna sell it, but he decided to renovate it. So maybe they'll spend some more time down there, and it'll be a nice way for us to like go visit kind of a smaller distance, and we'll be able to see each other more often. But I really don't think we've gone more than like 3 months or 3 or 4 months without seeing each other since last year, since last summer. Since Arlo was like 3 months old, we've pretty much seen each other every 3 to 4 months. But yeah, I don't know. I think about it. I miss my brother, obviously, and family is just really important. And I think, you know, I definitely realized that even more after my mom. I probably wouldn't have moved or even thought about the move unless, you know, losing my mom obviously impacted that. But I don't know. It's not out of the question, but it's not at the forefront of my mind. All right, Samantha just talked about wedding and basically said just don't sweat the small stuff, and I agree. Linda says, does Arlo go to daycare 5 days a week? Yes, he does. Currently, I know some daycares offer like 3 days a week or partial days or whatever. Our daycare is 5 days a week, and it is expensive. It's expensive, and there's many different things, and I've kind of explained I love our daycare. I've kind of explained why Arlo is in daycare. And first and foremost, this is my job and it takes a lot longer than I think you guys realize it does. I put out 4 videos every single week and that takes time to film, time to edit, thumbnail, links, posting, like it takes a lot. And so it's not something that I could just do in like a little bit of time every day. And Arlo is a toddler. He wants to be entertained all the time. And I don't feel like it's fair to like, you know, I don't know. Maybe if when he gets older, I mean, he'll be in school. The other thing is Scott works from home, but is not here to like actually help. I mean, today, thankfully, he was able to watch Arlo while I showered before filming. So that way during Arlo's nap, he could be napping while I'm filming because his daycare is actually closed this week. And so, anyways, what was I saying? Oh, Scott works from home all the time, 24/7. And with that being said, we live in a townhome, 3 levels, and the bottom level is the garage / entryway to outside. And Scott lives, he lives down there. He works down there. It's already an echo chamber, and Arlo will stand at the top of the stairs because he can hear Scott on call. Scott is on calls all day long. He will hear Scott on the call and just start screaming because he wants to hang out with Scott. And obviously he can't because he's working. So I do things to like, right now, like I get out of the house every morning, we go to the park and go for a walk. He also does not like the stroller because he doesn't like to sit still for more than like 10 minutes, if that. So yeah, it really doesn't, it's not conducive to having a toddler at home with us unless I'm out of the house literally all day, which again, I mean, is not the easiest with the restrictions that the world has right now due to everything going on. So yeah, that's another reason. But other than that, I really enjoy the structure that it gives him and the learning and the sharing. Like for instance, we were at the park. We go to the park every day this week, and he shared his chalk with like everyone at the park. And this one lady was like, oh, is he an only child? Because she's an only child and she doesn't share very well. And I was like, yeah, he's an only child, but you know, being around other kids kind of teaches that. And if everybody's situation is different, so I am not saying if you were a stay-at-home mom or work from home mom and you want to watch your kids at home all day, by all means, you do you, but don't, you know, cast judge. And I don't think Linda was casting judge at me, merely just asking a question. So yeah, I just ramble on and on, but yeah, he is in daycare, and I feel like sometimes I get very, you know, nasty remarks about it, and other times most people are like, you know, do what works best for you. And that's right now what works best for our family, being in the small house that we're in, being that we're both working, even though it can seem like this isn't, you know, like a job per se. It really, really is. It takes a lot of time, and you honestly get what you put into it. So with anything, how I want this to be is like, I'm putting everything I have into it because I want it to be my everything. Does that make sense? So yeah, that answers that question. Sorry if that was, every question is gonna be rambling. I don't know why I say sorry. Lots of wedding stuff. All wedding stuff. Oh, what else? Silent viewer here. Oh, Jessica. Silent viewer here, but I've been watching you since Florida days and I'm loving that you're being back. Oh, that's so sweet. What were your favorite things to do in California when you lived there? Just moved to SoCal, but it's temporary, so I just want to know what your must-do things are before we move back home to Nashville in 2 years. Oh, awesome. And then she said, go Bills. Exciting that you're moving to California for 2 years. It's exciting. I've always wanted to visit or like spend actual time in Nashville. We went to Nashville for like a short period of like drive through Nashville on our way home from New York with the RV. So I would love to spend more time in Nashville. But anyways, so in SoCal, I mean, soak up the beaches, like the beaches, being able to walk, be outside as much as you humanly can, because it's just beautiful weather all the time. I lived in Corona del Mar, and walking up and down the beaches and seeing the beautiful houses that are like millions and millions of dollars was just my favorite thing to do. I used to just put on a podcast and walk. I loved Huntington Beach. They have great shopping, obviously. What else? do I really like? La Jolla, go to La Jolla. They have the seals. If you have not seen the seals, that was like probably one of my like biggest de-stressors. Like if I was stressed or just feeling overwhelmed, I would go to La Jolla and see the seals because it just made me super happy. If you're not an animal person, it probably wouldn't. But yeah, I would say those are like some of my favorite things. Also, if you're there for 2 years, something that I kick myself for not doing is learning to like scuba dive, snorkel. I would have loved to go lobstering, like when you search for lobsters, because they would all get in their like camo wetsuits and go search for lobsters. If that's your thing, I don't know. Some people don't like that, and I can understand. It's hunting, but I don't know. I always thought that would be so cool just to experience that at the night in the water. I don't know. But yeah, basically spend as much time near the water as you possibly can, because that's something I really miss. Like just going down to the beach and just watching the waves and just feeling just this sense of like, this is the most beautiful place in the States. I really truly believe that it's one of the most beautiful places. California is amazing. It's so expensive, but it's just perfect weather and so pretty. So yeah, enjoy your 2 years there. I'm so jealous. I would move back there in a heartbeat if I could. But thank you for being a viewer for so long. That means so much. And I know I don't ever leave comments on videos, so I know what that's like. So I appreciate you leaving a comment for me. Chandra says, your impact on my diet is real. Between your grocery hauls and Abby Sharp's nutrition recs, I stay on my A game. Awesome! I love that. I'm really happy that my grocery hauls are inspiring you guys. I love filming them, and I love to eat healthy and all that stuff, and not always all the time eat healthy, but I love that I'm helping you with that. I appreciate that. Stephanie says, I was watching this as I was at the gym. You've inspired me to get active again. I just had my daughter almost 4 months ago. Congratulations! And it's been hard getting moving again. I'm curious what your favorite thing to do at the gym, or do you prefer taking classes instead? So, both. I really haven't taken classes in a while, but before I started the gym last November, I had never stepped foot in an actual gym. I had only done classes. So it's completely different for me, but I really love weights. I've seen just like such a big difference in my body. And I know everybody says that, but you have to find what works for you. If you don't like it, then you're not gonna stick with it. So do what you are like obviously most comfortable and happy doing, because that's the only way you're gonna stick to something. And congratulations for getting back after 4 months. I know that your body is going through some crazy things, because you know I was there, I've been there. But I love lifting weights, and I'm going to be starting a challenge, which it's called the Mark Carroll Challenge on Instagram. I'd never done anything like this. First of all, I've never done any sort of personal training, coaching. I've literally followed people's things off of like Instagram and YouTube, and I think you can get a ton of great stuff on there. But there are people who have studied this for like years and years and know the effects of bodies and different things like that, because they train people for a living, and I don't know, versus just themselves. I think there's something to be said about that knowledge that somebody gets based off of like transforming other people's bodies instead of just their own, because it's easy to kind of know what works for you, especially if you're a male or a woman, like, but can you do it for other people? And I've been really impressed with his, so I'm excited to try that. But yeah, overall, if I'm not feeling like really going to the gym, I'll pick a class, but LA Fitness classes are included for free. I just can't justify spending $30 a class. I just can't. But if you can, then classes are super fun. I know there's a mix of classes, like you could do Orange Theory or F45 and things like that, but I just really enjoy the gym, but I have to go in with kind of like a plan, or else I'm like, you know, craziness. I have an itch on my nose. I hate when I have an itch. Martina said, do you ever think about getting Lasik done? I'm so tired of glasses and contacts, so I just figured I'd ask your opinion about it. Can you do a tutorial on your hot rollers? I love watching your videos. Thank you so much. Yeah, I can do a hot roller video. I'll probably include it in my next weekly vlog because I'm actually going to show you how I do my normal curls in this week's weekly vlog. I think about getting LASIK done all the time, and I kick myself for not getting LASIK done back when I worked for Abercrombie because they paid for like 75% of LASIK, and I was like, oh, I really regret not getting it done. I almost was going to get it done before I moved to Japan because I had to, like, you know, you have to get an eye exam every year for your contacts and whatnot like that. And so I thought about getting it done beforehand, but I was able to find a place that I could order them online. But yeah, I really do. I think the insurance that Scott and myself have now is good, but I think they only cover about 30%. But still, I didn't realize how much I spend on contacts, and I need to like get them not from like my eye doctor. $850 for a year's supply of contacts. Okay. LASIK with everything, I think with the insurance is like $2,000 or $3,000. That would pay for it in 3 years. And I just wouldn't have to wear contacts anymore. So I really need to do it. I'm scared because when I was in high school, I was in the health academy, which was like an advanced, you started taking college classes when you were in your junior, senior year of high school. And I watched a LASIK eye surgery be done, and I kind of almost passed out, so. It'd be a little nerve-wracking, but obviously technology has changed since then, but I have been thinking about getting it, and honestly, I probably just need to go see somebody. There are a couple things that I kind of want to get done. But yes, LASIK is definitely one of them. Martina also says, was it hard to start feeding Arlo solid foods for some mom here, and I'm terrified to give her anything other than purees and baby cereal. So I have to admit that I honestly probably have the opposite of mom anxiety. I'm very like, go with the flow. I'm very like, not, and it's not because I don't care at all. It's not that, it's just, I just chose to not be like super overprotective. And I know some people can't help that, and I'm 100% not saying, you know, like, I realize that some people just have fears about things like that. And honestly, I had more fears about like, just in the beginning about like changing his diaper and not hurting him. But foods never really scared me. I mean, homeboy eats grapes like whole. And I know that you're not really supposed to do that, but he always chews them on the side of his mouth, and accidents obviously happen. And if he's not sitting down and eating them, I cut them. But I don't know. I feel like you just kind of have to trust that babies are designed to do this. And yes, obviously accidents can happen and all of that, and just be around, but honestly try to just understand that like, you're designed to make these decisions, and your baby is designed to eat food. So it's going to be okay. When they're ready, they're ready. And purees, I started purees. I made my own, and it was very easy and very, I don't know, what do I want to say? I didn't really have any scary thoughts about it. I didn't really do a ton of baby-led weaning, a little bit. But somebody who I really think is great with that is Brittany Balin. She is a mommy vlogger. Well, she wasn't in the beginning, she was a beauty vlogger, but she has a 1-year-old and does amazing videos on that. So if you're scared about that, definitely check her out. But I personally didn't have any issues giving him real food. So I don't know. I think just educating yourself and, you know, talking to your doctor about different foods, safe foods and whatnot, and just make sure you're around, and it'll be totally fine. I know how it can be scary. Let's see. Taryn said, how did you and Scott pick Arlo's name? Okay, we literally, I'm getting mascara everywhere. I thought of the name by like looking at like online different, you know, things and whatnot, and I loved the name. I really liked what was the other one I really liked? Luka. But Scott didn't want to name him Luka because of Luka Doncic, whatever, the Mavs player, because he was like, he's this really good Mavs player, and he was like, oh, everyone's gonna think you named him after Luka, and I'm like, well, I didn't. And I actually love the Disney movie Luka now. That was one that I really wanted to name him. And then it wasn't Landon, it was, I can't think of the other one that I really wanted, but yeah, all of a sudden I was like, I really like Arlo. The only thing I didn't like about it is there was no short like name for it. Do you know what I mean with that? But it was short enough for him to like say, and I don't think anyone's gonna like mess up the pronunciation. So yeah, and all of a sudden Scott just one day started calling him, when he was still in my belly, Arlo, and it stuck. And so we just figured Scott wanted to name him Maximilian, because when Scott was little, he would tell people to call him Max because that's what he wanted to be called. And so he wanted to be called Maximilian, and I was like, not gonna happen. So not that there's anything wrong with that, I just didn't want that. And so we compromised. We were going to use my dad's middle name because it's also his stepdad's middle name, but Arlo Maxwell sounded really good, and that way he could go by Max if he wanted to when he was older, just like his dad. Oh, mascara is always a pain to put on. Okay, she also said, tell me a drunk story. Oh my gosh, name a drunk story. Whew, girl. There was this time that Neilani's gonna kill me if she watches this, and I know she sometimes watches my videos. We were in Japan and we got really drunk, and we took off all our clothes and jumped into a river from a bridge. Okay, story time over. It was really terrible. Yes. Anyways, okay. Susan said, oh, Susan said, did your stylist do your eyebrows too? No, she didn't. I don't ever do anything with my eyebrows. I just shave my unibrow. I need to get rid of this mascara that's on the top of my brow because it's gonna drive me nuts. But what else did she say? She said, sorry, I'm looking for a brush. She said, this is sweet. I learned on another YouTube channel that when you feel nauseous or lightheaded, it means that angels or loved ones are nearby, which is so sweet. If you didn't know, once your mascara dries, you can like remove it. So hesitate from trying to remove it when it's wet because you can just kind of brush it off when it's dry. Anyways, you know, last night what was I doing last night? Planning out videos and doing stuff like that by myself. And I smelled my mom's perfume. I know it's super weird, but I did, and I thought I'd share it. So I'm not mad about it. Honestly, it was like so weird, but I was like, what? There was nothing else that it could be. So I don't know. To each their own in believing or not believing. Someone says stop licking your lips. I know, licking your lips. I know, it's a habit. I can't stop. I'm so sorry. I wish I could. Have you done a favorites video? Green, orange, violet said, have you done a favorites video on your or a video on your favorite workout clothes? I haven't, but check out my Amazon videos because they are literally all of my favorites. Laura says Dr. Death is not as good. the show, not the podcast. What else? I think that's pretty much all of the questions. Oh, Kai Girl said, or KY Girl said, Winnie would be the cutest flower dog. I know she would, and I'm like, oh, I really would love her at the wedding, but we'll see. I don't know what's gonna happen. But anyways, those are kind of all of the questions, and I'm done with my makeup. A lot of people left me really sweet things though, and I just really appreciate you guys taking the time to ask me a question. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's basically like all the rest of my videos, or girl talk videos. I did not drink any of my smoothie. So good. But anyways, yeah, that's it. If you have any topics or whatnot that you want to see in my next one, let me know. I like to kind of do questions, topics, whatnot, because honestly, I don't know. I like to kind of have something to talk about while I'm getting ready, or else just like, I don't know, because I'm not really teaching you anything while I'm getting ready because it's basic makeup. But everything will be linked down below that you saw me use during this video, and I'll see you all in my next video. I love you guys so much. Bye.